Good day, everyone. Um, Welcome to the forum discussion on teacher digital competency development in relation to Sustainable Development Goal SDG 4, which is talking about quality education. Well, this is a very hot topic and a very interesting topic for me and for all of us, all the panelists who are here, especially because we are in the education field. As most of us know, SDG 4 aims to ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong opportunities for all of us. Back in the day, like maybe about 40, 50 years ago, we wouldn't have spoken about this topic, or there were not much of a discussion on these topics. But at this day and age in the 21st century, digital technology plays a critical role in achieving this goal. We all know that we all have faced the consequences of it, knowing it and not knowing it. However, many education systems face challenges because teachers may not always have the necessary digital competencies to integrate technology effectively into teaching and learning. Today, our discussion will explore key issues surrounding teacher digital um, competency development, including technology access, teacher training, curriculum integration, and policy support. We will be also analyzing the challenges that education systems face and discuss possible solutions to strengthen teachers' digital capabilities. Because at the end of the day, we know the problems, we know what we are facing, we want solutions. Okay. Joining me today are five panelists, well experienced in their own fields, who will provide different perspectives on this topic. Moving on to the next slide, we will see that these are our panelists that we have with us. My name is Kuratulain Sauja. Along with me is Divya Das, Siti Nuralia bint Mohammad Nazar, Asan Rauta Iqbal, Jasmine, Sini Saravanan, and Jacob Chong Fa Loong. Now, each one of us are coming from different backgrounds. Each one of us have our own expertise. So to begin our discussion, I would like to invite the education policy analyst, Vilosini, to share her views in the topic. Ms. Vilo, education policist, I'm sure, policy analyst, I'm sure you have worked with many different types of roles and people in the industry. Think that we have gone wrong, or have we gone wrong?
Thank you so much, Ms. Kurat. So basically, from a policy analysis perspective, several key problems have actually contributed to the gap in the teacher digital competency development, which directly affects the achievement of the SDG 4 quality education. So basically, today I'm going to explain the four major problems along with the detailed solution. So the first problem will be actually the limited and as well as one-time teacher training. So one of the major problem is that many teachers receive short-term or one-time digital training workshops. This session usually actually introduce teachers to basic tools, but they do not provide enough time for the teachers to actually practice or master the digital teaching strategies. For example, teachers may actually attend a workshop where they actually learn how to use platforms such as Google Classroom or even Zoom. However, the training may only show them actually how to upload materials or even conduct the meeting, rather than teaching them how to actually design an interactive lesson, digital assessments, or even collaborative activities. So as a result, the teachers may also know the tool but lack confidence in using them effectively in the real classroom situation. So the solution that we can actually come upon for this problem will be that to implement long-term and continuous professional development programs instead of single workshops. For example, a school can actually organize regular training sessions throughout the year where teachers gradually build their digital skill. Can we move on to the next slide, please? Okay, all right. So this one, all right. Teachers can actually also join the professional learning communities where they actually share their idea and as well as digital teaching strategies. Not only that, school can also appoint digital mentors or even instructional technology coaches who actually can guide the teachers and also provide them feedback. So now moving on to the second problem. So can we move on to the next slide, please? All right. So here, unequal access to digital infrastructure. So this would be actually another serious challenge that the school is facing. So some schools actually have modern digital equipment, fast internet, and as well as technical support, while others actually lack of this basic infrastructure. So this problem become very visible during the shift to online learning during COVID-19 pandemic. So many teachers actually struggle to conduct lessons because some students they do not have laptops or even tablets, and internet connections were very unstable, and also some schools were lack of proper digital platforms. So without access to this reliable technology, teachers cannot actually practice or develop digital competencies effectively. So can we move on to the next slide, please? Thank you. All right. So the governments and education authorities should actually invest in equitable digital infrastructures so they can actually provide schools with reliable internet, supply laptops or tablets for teachers and students, introduce device sharing programs, and as well as partner with technology companies. Um, so with this, right, they can have equal learning opportunities. Teacher can even practice digital teaching. Students can participate actively in digital learning. Moving on to the next problem, which is technology, which will be not integrated in the curriculum. So in many education systems, right, digital technology is treated as an extra requirement rather than the part of curriculum. So teachers already have many responsibilities such as completing the syllabus, preparing assessments, and managing classroom activities. When schools actually suddenly ask teachers to integrate digital tools such as Kahoot, Padlets, teachers may actually feel that technology integration increases their workload. As a result, some teachers may actually avoid using digital tools or only use them occasionally. So to solve this problem, so education authorities, moving on to the next, yes, thank you. So education authorities should actually ensure that technology is embedded directly into the curriculum rather than being an additional task. So for example, curriculum guidelines can actually include digital learning activities as a part of lesson objective. Not only that, assessment methods can actually include digital presentation, collaborative projects, and as well as online discussions. Teaching material can also provide ready-to-go digital lessons examples. So moving on to the next problem, which will be the lack of policy support and as well as the teachers' involvement. So sometimes, right, these digital education policies are actually designed without sufficient consultation with the teachers. So policymakers may only introduce ambitious digital initiatives, but teachers are the one actually responsible for implementing them in the classroom. If teachers are not involved in these planning processes, policies may be will be very unrealistic, or it will be very difficult for the teachers to apply them in real teaching environments. So the solution would be education policies should actually involve teachers, school leaders, and as well as the technology experts in the decision-making process. So the possible strategies that they can actually include will be conducting teacher consultations and feedback sessions before introducing new policies, piloting digital initiatives in selected schools before implementing them nationwide. Also providing clear implementation guidelines, training and technical support when new policies are introduced. So in conclusion, improving this teacher's digital competency actually requires addressing several key problems, including limited training, unequal access to technology, weak curriculum integration, and as well as insufficient policy support, like I mentioned just now. So by implementing continuous teacher training, improving digital infrastructure, embedding technology into the curriculum, and involving teachers in policy decisions, education system can actually strengthen the teachers' digital capabilities. So these efforts will actually ensure that the teachers enhances teaching and learning, ultimately supporting the global goal of the um, SDG 4. That's all from my side. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Vilosini. As a policy analyst, you have enlightened us with a lot of information. We need some time to digest this, to be honest, because there's a lot to go through. Yeah, you're right in terms of incorporating teachers into the problem and getting them trained and all of this. It's really, really a very good insight. Thank you very much for that information. Now that we have spoken about all of these things, the main people who we are talking about are the educators, are the teachers. So let me try to bring in a teacher, Miss Jasmine, a secondary as well as the primary teacher. What do you think are issues that you face on a daily basis, and how can we overcome them?
Good evening to everyone. Here is Jasmine. I would like to share what, as a teacher, we are facing from primary as both the secondary sector. Actually, there are four elements I would like to highlight, which is a very serious issue. I think so that if all those problems solved, I think our job will be so easy. Okay, I would like to start with a primary issue: lack of confidence. As you know, confidence plays a vital role in the teacher's field. Because of the modern digital tool usage may make the teachers feel uncertain when implementing new technical strategies, especially in the classroom. A lack of confidence often comes from limited exposure or fear of making mistakes. So human nature, but teachers face a lot. To overcome this, schools can foster supportive environment in which teachers share ideas, observe one another's lesson, and then learning collaboratively also can support. For that, through guidance, practice, encouragement, teachers gradually can build the needed to deliver engaging and effective lesson. More to the next slide. Okay, another factor which I want to highlight is limited time for training. We know as a teacher, we are not having enough time. So primary teacher usually often juggle with many responsibility, or primary or secondary both. As a teacher, we struggle with a lot of responsibilities, such as lesson planning, marking, and then classroom management, especially, and extracurricular activities. Because of these, finding time for professional training can be challenging. One effective solution is to be provide flexible training opportunity, yes, such as short workshop or online courses or micro lesson, learning lesson can be. Okay. Teacher can also attend without disturbing, they should not get distracted through this, this allows teacher to enhance their skill while while they managing the teaching daily duties. Okay, move on to the next slide, please. Okay, another key factor is technical problem. We know all the schools, most of them, they are providing internet, but still there are some issues faced while from the technical side, such as connection problem. I mean, like internet unstability and connection and malfunctioning device and unfamiliar software can distribute the flow of the lesson. These challenges can be addressed by ensuring proper technical support, which we can get it from the school. Yes, and providing basic training for the teacher also can help. You know, having backup. We have everything, but still of the day, we unexpected thing can be happen, right? In that case, teacher also has to have some material in case something happen. They can continue the classes without any stop. Okay, move on to the next slide, please. Okay, I want to highlight another important excuse me, need. Yeah, the previous one, which I want to talk about, need for continuation professional development, which is previous slide. Yes. education, when it comes for education, continuous evaluation, every time we are facing some nuance to our field, when that aspect, teacher has to have the continuous learning process in their life to upgrade their level. So this can happen through curriculum, in a way like teaching method or curriculum changes and technology advancements. They are just facing these issues, right? So continuous professional training is very essential for them. School, there they can get a supportive thing, by organizing training, regular training, encouraging participation in education seminars, especially seminar, or promoting, a lifelong learning procedure, which can help the teacher to develop their professional. Then they can become more effective, nurturing teacher who has the curiosity and the potential to teach the student. Here, I would conclude with saying few words. Yes, of course, we as a teacher, we are facing a lot of problem every day, but we have to grow. We should not give up, So there is an essential step we have to take. Um, Especially collaboration, supporting, commitment to learning can transform the teacher. Even though we are facing a lot of things, this can lead us to the success. Thank you very much. This is the thing I want to share. Yes, Ms. Kudrathan.
Thank you very much, Ms. Jasmine. Thank you very much for that insight. To be honest, I picked up a lot of similar words from your discussion. For example, I heard words called training, continuous professional development, lifelong learning. These are very, very important points, which I, as a person in the education industry, 100% agree with you on this. And I feel that this is the right time for me to invite a training and development coordinator, Mr. Jacob, to listen to his views on what he has to say about training and development. Because personally, I feel, and then from Ms. Jasmine's words also, and I'm sure others share same thoughts as well, that training is something very, very important in our lives. So, Mr. Jacob, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Ms. Kura. Good evening to everyone. So, first of all, thank you very much, Ms. Jasmine and Ms. Viva, for the sharing. I think from my side, I share a lot of common sentiment with both of you. But as the coordinator, I have summed up the problems into two problems from my perspective of view. So, problem one would be the one-size-fits-all misconception. Okay, I think most schools treat professional development as a huge event, but schools normally only hold 2 to 4 hours workshop, or sometimes even one full day on how to use the new learning management system. And literally every teacher from every department, every corner, from the tech-savvy computer science head to the tech-hesitant art teacher, is forced to sit through the same session on that day itself. So results from the sessions, through the surveys that we have done, the teachers are very disengaged and they are very overwhelmed. So I think the solution or approach to this thing is that we should first of all differentiate the development pathways for each teachers, right? Because every teacher has a different benchmark and different knowledge in different segment, you see. So we cannot stereotype everyone as the same. As conduct a digital competency, all right, a survey to baseline every teacher's skill so that we know where do they come from and how well equipped they are. And also from there, we can create several trainings to cater for different baseline. For instance, let's say we have class A for the foundations, basics, teaching basics and the how part, and class B, integration for the intermediates, teaching more into details and on the applying part. And last but not least, the Class C, innovation, whereby it's for the elites, evolving and applying changes to improve on others. To me, to achieve quality education, we must stop training teachers as a collective block, or stereotype them as a whole, all right, and start treating them as individuals, lifelong learners, which have different interests, goals, and pathways. Because I think every human being has a different individual character, and they are not robots, so we should not treat them as a collective block, so to speak. And coming to the second problem is the true first mentality. All right. Majority of school nowadays, I see as a coordinator, whereby I have chit chat with some other coordinators from the other schools. They often spend 90% of their budget on hardware devices, such as iPads, smartboards, and laptops. Spending money on those are good, but only 10% on the training part. The training then often focuses on which buttons to press rather than the how part, the journey to teach with it. Often it's not about the budget of acquiring all these tools that are the main hurdles, but the way of delivering the education on how to use its functions. So result from this, I think majority of the teachers are unable to fully utilize what they have with the technology, often using the expensive device to do same old things. For instance, using a smartboard as a replacement for a chalkboard. This is not quality education. It is a digitized traditionalism. So the solution approach, in my perspective for this, is to shift the focus from the tool to the teaching, to the journey of using the tool, and to enhance their teaching from there. Adopt the TPACK framework, structure workshops around educational goals, not software features. Titles such as, for instance, bad workshop title, how to use Zoom breakout rooms, versus good workshop title, how to facilitate small group collaboration in a hybrid classroom. Last but not least, digital competency is not about mastering the machine. It is about mastering the method. We must ensure technology serve the education, not the other way around. Thank you very much. That's all I would like to share.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jacob. Actually, it's precise and concise, which is really informative, even though it was a few words. The information in that is vast. Now, I would like to call a person who is very important in this process, like the policy analyst said, Ms. Vilosini in her speech, when she mentioned that we are not taking the educators or the teachers' perspective, or we are not consulting them when we are making policies. In this, the students are also part of this process. So it's very, very important that we hear them and we listen to them, and then we incorporate their ideas. On those lines, let me call Ms. Divya, a university student, to share her views on what she thinks about the whole digital divide. But at the same time, I would like to remind that we have only a few more minutes, so we will have to wrap it up quickly, because we have another speaker as well. So Divya, the floor is yours. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Kurat, for the opportunity of being a speaker today, and greetings to all the panelists here. As a student, I believe the best way to facilitate students' learning process is through interactive learning. This is because students learn best when they participate in their learning actively. Okay, in order to promote this, it is important for educators to be digitally literate. However, based on my experience, what I have observed is that some teachers often lack digital literacy, which has caused them to prefer traditional teaching method with some implementation of technology such as PDF projection on screen instead of wholesome use of technology, where, for instance, virtual labs, real-time global collaboration, and interactive data visualization are applied in the classrooms. Traditional teaching methods have caused learning to be monotonous and boring in some instances, especially when teachers read from the slides alone. Just as mentioned by Mr. Jacob just now, it is like digitalized traditionalism, because we are just reading from the slides. We are not really utilizing the tools that we have to educate students. Okay, the next point is, I also find that teachers include When teachers include the element of gamification into learning, it helps students remain engaged throughout the lesson. Since there are various platforms like Kahoot, Quizzes, and Booklet available to include gamification into learning, teachers should utilize them more often during learning session, as it will not only increase students' engagement but also students' motivation. It is good for students to have healthy competition among themselves, as it will make the students to be more alert and make learning abstract subjects more fun when it is turned into a game. Moreover, currently, teachers apply a specific teaching approach and assessment approach for all the students most of the time. However, this will not help us learn better, as each student have different learning styles, different learning needs. When a single approach is used, there are chances that the advanced student will be bored, struggling students will be overwhelmed, and then it will only suit the average student's learning needs. So, this will result in loss of potential and also reduce students' motivation. Digital literacy will allow teachers to practice differentiated instruction, allowing personalized learning to suit their needs. Another issue often faced is that the delay in receiving feedbacks and grades during assessments. Teachers that face difficulties with digital competency rely on manual grading and physical paper trails, causing a longer waiting period for students to receive their result, which could impact the students negatively, as they will be anxious and stressed about their result. In order to overcome this issue, I would like to suggest that teachers could use the learning management system, LMS, like Blackboard, Course Network, to prompt faster delivery of grades based on the instant rubrics and automated comments available, allowing us to know our weaknesses and also speed up the improvement process. So, it is important for educators to develop their digital literacy skills to be on par with the fast-paced technological advancement that are taking place, where AI and virtual reality have become prominent features in the education field. This is because when educators are well equipped with digital literacy, it will allow the students to enjoy the benefits of having access to global knowledge, where all the information is literally at our fingertips. Apart from promoting better engagement among students during the learning process, and also allowing quality and meaningful education to be delivered to students. That's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Divya, for sharing some realistic issues that you face on a daily basis. Now, before we conclude the session, I would like to invite a representative of a school management committee to share her thoughts on this issue. Ms. Alia, the floor is yours.
Thank you, moderator. So very good insights from all of our panelists. As a representative of the school management, I would first like to acknowledge the valuable insights shared by our panelists. Just now, Ms. Vilo highlighted several systematic challenges, including the lack of teacher digital skills, limited training programs, and the digital divide in schools. So thank you for that, Ms. Vilo. Ms. Jasmine also shared the practical realities teachers face daily, such as lack of confidence, limited time for training, and technical difficulties. Mr. Jacob raised an important point regarding one-size-fits-all training and the tendency to focus on tools rather than pedagogy. So I thought that was quite interesting to hear from his side. In addition, Divya, our student representative, emphasized the importance of interactive learning, timely feedback, gamification, and meaningful use of technology, reminding us that teacher digital competency directly affects student engagement and learning outcomes. So that was so insightful. Thank you, Ms. Divya. So I'll jump straight to the solutions. So to address these challenges that our panelists just mentioned, school management must adopt several strategies. First, we should prioritize continuous and differentiated professional development, where teachers can receive tailored support based on their skill levels, engage in mentoring, and participate in professional learning communities. This approach ensures that technology is used meaningfully to enhance teaching and learning. Second, schools must ensure adequate infrastructure and resources, including reliable internet, digital devices, and functional learning management systems. Technology must always serve pedagogy and help improve student engagement, as Tivia highlighted regarding interactive learning and timely feedback. Third, fostering a supportive school culture is critical, where teachers feel encouraged to experiment, collaborate, and share best practices without fear of failure. Ongoing monitoring and evaluation are also necessary to ensure that training initiatives remain effective. Studies emphasize that continuous professional development is crucial for helping educators adapt to digital transformation in education. So in conclusion, developing teacher digital competency require collective effort, strong leadership, sustained professional development, and strategic investment in resources. When school management collaborates with teachers, trainers, and students, so as reflected in today's discussion, we can create an environment that supports innovation, ultimately deliver inclusive, engaging, and future-ready education in line with SDG 4. So thank you very much, moderator, for the opportunity, and back to you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Alia, from the school management. Thank you all, all the panelists for all your insightful contributions. Today's discussion highlights that teacher digital competency development is essential for achieving SDG 4 quality education. Teachers must be equipped with the knowledge, skills, and support necessary to integrate digital technologies effectively into teaching and learning. By listening to all of these challenges and solutions and the issues that we face, I think the education system can better prepare teachers and students for the demand of the digital age if we put these solutions into practice. We hope this discussion encourages educators, policymakers, and institutions to prioritize digital competency development as a key component of sustainable and inclusive education. Thank you very much, everyone, again, for coming, for participating in this forum. And I wish you all the best and have a good day. Thank you very much. With that, we close this session.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.